Have you ever stumbled upon something so strange, so beyond comprehension, that your brain just refuses to believe it's real? Like you've opened a door that was never meant to be opened, and now you can't unsee what's behind it? That's exactly what happens when you dive into the Call of Cthulhu. But the crazy part? It doesn't start with monsters or cosmic nightmares. It starts with a dusty old box. Inside it, papers, notes, a weird clay sculpture, and a slow unraveling of sanity. So here's the thing. Francis Wayland Thurston isn't your typical horror story protagonist. He's not running from ghosts or hiding in basements. He's a professor, a rational, skeptical man. The kind of guy who believes everything can be explained if you just dig deep enough. But when his granduncle, a respected professor named George Angel, suddenly dies under mysterious circumstances, Thurston inherits all his papers. And let me tell you, it's not just academic notes and old lectures. There's something off. Really off. Now here's what's fascinating. Buried among the letters and notes is this bizarre bas-relief, this weird little sculpture with impossible shapes. It looks wrong. Almost like it's alive. Along with it, a story begins to unfold. A delirious artist named Henry Anthony Wilcox had brought that sculpture to Professor Angel just before his death. Wilcox claimed to have seen the creature in dreams, towering, tentacled, and godlike. Sounds like nonsense, right? But here's where it gets unsettling. At the same time Wilcox was dreaming of this thing, other sensitive and artistic people all around the world were having nightmares too. Some went mad. Some disappeared. And then, scattered throughout Engel's notes, there are whispers of a cult. An ancient, global cult that worships this being, Cthulhu. They call him the Great Old One. They chant in a strange, guttural language. Phnglui mglw naf Cthulhu Relaya Ganagel Ftain. Translation? In his house at Relaya, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming. Gives you chills, doesn't it? But it's still just myth, until it isn't. This is where things get really interesting. Thurston, curious and increasingly disturbed, begins tracing connections. He finds the account of Inspector Legrasse from New Orleans, who, years earlier, had stumbled upon a swamp cult performing dark rituals beneath the moonlight. They were all worshipping the same figure, the same nightmare Wilcox dreamt about. And what's worse? These cults exist everywhere. In the jungles of Africa, in the cold of the Arctic, in the hidden places humans rarely go. Different languages. Same message. Same God. But let me tell you something surprising. Cthulhu isn't some evil villain plotting destruction. He's not even alive in the way we understand life. He's something ancient. Alien. Unfathomable. A godlike being from beyond space and time. And he's asleep. Dreaming. That's what makes it terrifying. Because when he wakes up, if he ever wakes up, the human mind won't survive the sight of him. Our reality won't survive it. Thurston then uncovers the most chilling piece of the puzzle, an incident at sea involving a Norwegian sailor named Gustav Johansen. And this is no dream. This part is real, documented, brutal. Johansen and his crew had stumbled upon a mysterious, rising island in the middle of the Pacific. Not just any island, it's Relaya, the sunken city where Cthulhu sleeps. The geometry of the place defies logic. Angles behave strangely. Time feels warped. And then, they see him. Cthulhu. Massive, grotesque, and impossibly alive. Most of the crew goes mad. Some are killed. Only Johansen escapes, barely alive, haunted forever. What do you think happens next? Does this mean the end of the world is near? Has the god awakened? Or was it just a temporary glitch in the cosmic dream? That's the beauty and the horror of this story. Lovecraft doesn't give you all the answers. He gives you just enough to make your skin crawl. Just enough to make you wonder what might be lurking beyond the stars, watching us. Now pause for a moment and think about this. How much of our reality is really under our control? We walk around thinking we've got things figured out. Science, logic, reason, there are safety nets. But what if all that is just a thin veil, a comforting illusion? That's what Lovecraft attacks so brilliantly. The fear isn't in what we see. It's in what we don't. It's in the realization that we might be insignificant, not just in scale, but in comprehension. Our brains weren't built to understand what's truly out there. And that's what makes the Call of Cthulhu more than just a horror story. It's a philosophical earthquake. It's a whisper from the void, telling us we are ants crawling across a cosmic chessboard, unaware of the players moving the pieces. And maybe, just maybe, the king is starting to stir. But there's one more layer to this story that people often miss. Thurston himself changes. He starts out as this logical, detached man. By the end, he's consumed by dread. Not because of what he saw, but because of what he now believes. He realizes that knowing the truth doesn't set you free. It traps you. Because now you can't pretend. You can't look away. He fears for his life. He fears that just by knowing this ancient truth, he's drawn the attention of forces beyond his understanding. And who's to say he's wrong? So here's where everything starts to spiral. Imagine being in Thurston's shoes. You've pieced together this chilling puzzle, uncovered this secret cult, connected dreamers around the globe, found a first-hand account of a godlike being rising from the sea, and now you realize you weren't supposed to know any of it. You weren't supposed to see this picture. But you did. And now the weight of that knowledge, it's crushing. Because once you see Cthulhu, even just in someone else's words, something changes in you. Forever. And this is where Lovecraft does something genius. He doesn't just scare you with a monster. He makes you question whether humans are even capable of handling the truth. It's not about Cthulhu doing anything. It's about what he represents. A force so far beyond human comprehension that just knowing it exists can drive people mad. Madness isn't a side effect. It's the only logical response. Thurston, now completely consumed by the fear that he's next, ends his narrative not with closure, but with a kind of quiet despair. He suspects that the cult is watching him, that they may be coming for him. Because if someone got to Professor Angel before, maybe they'll come for Thurston too. The story doesn't end with a bang. It ends with a whisper, a fading, anxious breath. And somehow, that's even more terrifying. But here's something I've always found wild. Lovecraft wrote this story back in 1926. And yet it still feels ahead of its time. It doesn't rely on gore or jump scares. It doesn't spoon-feed you. It suggests. It unsettles. It plants ideas in your brain and lets them grow there, quietly, until one day you find yourself lying awake at night, staring into the dark, wondering, what if there really is something out there? What if we're not the apex of anything? What if we're just the noise beneath a greater signal? And what makes the Call of Cthulhu so unique is its structure. It's not one clean narrative, it's fragments. Newspaper clippings, personal accounts, secondhand stories. It's like digging through an old case file where the deeper you go, the worse it gets. That format, it makes everything feel real. Like you're doing the research yourself. Like you're the next link in the chain. And that's the true horror, isn't it? Because once you start reading, you become Thurston. And now you know too much. There's something deeply human about this story, buried underneath all the cosmic terror. A kind of desperate need to make sense of the unknown. To label it. Contain it. Even if it kills us. We crave control. But Lovecraft rips that illusion away. He says, look, the universe doesn't care about you. It doesn't hate you. It doesn't love you. It just is. And in that cold indifference, we feel the most primal fear of all, our own insignificance. But here's the twist. That realization? It doesn't have to break you. For some people, it's freeing. The idea that the universe is vast and wild and mysterious, it means there's still wonder out there. Still mystery. Still something bigger than us. Maybe that's not a reason to fear. Maybe that's a reason to keep going. To keep exploring. Even if the truth is terrifying. So if you walk away from the Call of Cthulhu with anything, let it be this. There are things out there we may never understand. And that's okay. But the moment we stop asking questions, that's when we're truly lost. Until then, keep your eyes open. Keep digging. Just don't be surprised if, one day, the void blinks back. And when it does, whatever you do, don't listen to the call. Feel like you're meant for more, but don't know how to get there? You're not alone. Every success story starts with doubt and a spark. The Self-Made Millionaire, Zero to Wealth isn't just a book. It's your roadmap to purpose, confidence, and success, built on real lessons from real millionaires. One reader said, "It didn't feel like a book. It felt like my future talking to me." Inside, you'll find the exact mindset and principles used by the world's most successful people. No fluff, just real, life-changing wisdom. Ready to take the first step? Get it 100% free. Just subscribe and comment "book" below.